Hello YouTube world, Randy Savage 50 here and back with another video. This video will be talking about the AR15 versus the AK47. Which one will you want in a home defense situation or self-defense situation or some kind of SHTF situation? So, excuse me if it's kind of windy. I'm up here in this beautiful North Carolina weather, 47 degrees. I'm outside, it's really windy, but luckily my porch, under my deck is a little bit enclosed and I can look out. And it feels good, looks good, and I don't think it's gonna be too much wind, but if it is, please bear with me. So, like I said, we're gonna talk about the AR-15 and the AK-47. Which one will be a best suited weapon for you in any kind of situation? So, to premise all of this, let's say both weapons are fantastic. Both weapons has a lot of positives and maybe a few negatives. It's kind of what you kind of want as a shooter, what you want as a consumer. This AR-15 that I have with me that I'm going to be speaking on today is my ATI Omni Hybrid. It's actually the first weapon that I just grabbed out of my safe, so I didn't specifically choose this one. It was right there, so I said let me grab it. So beautiful weapon. Yes, it is composite or polymer, what you want to say, but it still does. It holds up and does what it's supposed to do. These magazines that I have in the weapons are loaded, but there are no rounds in the chamber. I wanted the magazines in here so you can kind of see it in terms of comparison to the other rifle. So that's the AR-15. Here's my AK-47. This is my I'll say PSA, but Palmetto State Armory PSAK-47. So get a good look at it. This is its version of the AK-47. I love it to death. I would have loved to get one with the wood furniture, but this Magpul furniture did well. Like I said, the magazines are loaded, but there's nothing in the chamber. Just gotta stay safe up here. Here's a safety on. So here's this weapon. So keep this one on my lap. First off, you will want to ask yourself when you are purchasing either rifle, which one do I want? Which one feels the best in my hand? So ergonomically, right off the box, AKs feel semi-decent. On mine, I have a hold grip on it. So it has a rubbery feel on it. It has these finger grooves and it feels fantastic. A heck of a lot better than the stock grip that comes on it when you buy an AK-47 with Magpul furniture like I did with this one. It feels semi-decent, but if you carry or hold an AR-15, you'll see that there are vast differences in that weapon system. But ergonomically, this doesn't feel as bad. It feels good when you put it in your shoulder. You grab the grip with your strong arm. You put your hand on the handguard. It feels pretty decent. But take a look at the sights. So you see this rear sight and the front sight. This is like how AK-47s basically have their sight system set up, and they work. I give you that, but they don't seem as I don't know, they don't seem as pronounced as AR-15s, and they don't seem like they can be easy to pick up as on stock AR-15 backup sights. But let's take a look at this one. I have a carry handle on this one. I kind of love the carry handles. I don't know why. Sorry, my brother called me right in the middle of the video. So let me get back to the subject. This is my AR-15, and this one has a carry handle on it, which I really adore. You can see the difference between this and that AK-47 just shows you. It has A2 front sight, A2 fixed sight on the front, and this carry handle has this rear sight on it. And when you put it up to your eye and get that sight alignment, that sight picture going, you can get on to target really quicker, much easier and much quicker. It looks a lot more pronounced, and it's a little bit easier to line up when you're looking at it opposed to the other one. This is a normal type of grip that comes on rifle. I actually think I replaced this one, but this is one of those stock ones. I don't have the rubberized grip on this specific weapon, but it feels good in your hand. I have this normal type of furniture on it with the Picatinny rails and a cheap vertical grip, which works pretty well for me. And ergonomically, I think I would rock with this one because of, one, the sights, and two, the grip. The normal stock grip on this AR compared to normal stock grip on the AK feels a lot better in hand for me personally. I have big hands, but it just feels good. The actual stock on the rifles are similar, not necessarily in look, but they're similar in how they feel when you shoulder the weapon. So that's not too much of a problem with me. So with that, ergonomically, I will go with the AR-15. So let's say ease of applying attachments. If you can look at this AR-15 and look at how I have the Picatinny rails that I can put on the weapon if I just interchange the handguard by pulling this down and yanking both parts off. Easy peasy, right? I can go ahead and attach a flashlight, attach a vertical grip, attach any other type of accessory that I please. That simple. That simple. Whereas when you grab an AK-47 and they have these Magpul grips on them, or the Magpul furniture, you can't really just attach different accessories that easily. And also, I wish I would have grabbed another rifle that had a normal upper on it without the carrying handle. You can easily put any type of red dot or scope on it without any type of adjustments. Whereas on the AK-47, you want to hope that you have this little attachment on the side of your AK where you can attach the scope attachment too, if that makes sense. I should have brought out here. That was dumb of me not to bring it out here. But to have a red dot on this, you're going to want to put that attachment on here in order to put the red dot on this spot over the dust cover. Now, yes, you can put a red dot right here or right here. I've seen many people change out furniture to make them able to do so, but it seems more odd and it seems more off to have those red dots or scopes in those areas on the weapon. It just looks kind of funny to me. There's extra work to do so. You can't just automatically, or from what I've seen, you usually can't just automatically buy the rifle with Picatinny rails and you can just easily, boom, plop a red dot on there without spending another $50 to $60 to get some decent attachment or something to put that red dot on there. So that's an issue for me, and that's what weighs more towards the AR for me ergonomically, and which will lead me to try to get it. Ammo costs. ARs have very cheap ammo. Sorry, it's AK. AKs have a very cheap ammo margin, I'd say. You can buy 20 rounds of this steel cased ammo for, let's say, about $4 a pack. $4 a pack is really good. For the AR-15, get a pack of 20 of brass rounds for probably $6.79. So it's not much. It's $2.79. That's a pretty decent difference. Now, that is a difference of steel and brass, though. So a lot of people are really behind the whole, I will only run steel case ammo on my AK. I'll never run steel case ammo on my AR. I'm kind of like that too. I've read a few reviews on running steel case ammo and AR-15s, and there are a lot of people that say it's not good for your weapon. A lot of people say it's not good for the long run reliability of your AR. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know some more about that, if you're more knowledgeable on that. But I just like to run brass in my AR-15s. I have a buddy that has an AR, and he runs steel out of it and said it runs flawlessly. But he has some MFT magazines from like Academy Sports, little polymer mags, and he says they fail. The rounds just fall off the top of them. They don't last. And I tell him I run brass ammo through those same magazines and they're perfectly fine. So he's giving me a handful of those magazines because they don't work in his steel rounds that he used. So steel ammo for the AK, about $4 for a pack of 20. Brass ammo, probably $6.79, $7 for a pack of 20. So it's whatever you choose with that, right? Let's put those up here and let's progress. Reliability. Here's the thing with reliability. Everyone says that the AK-47s are way more reliable than the AR-15s. I've seen a lot of torture tests and a lot of people putting their rifles in mud and sand and dropping them and running over them. I love that sound. Look. Yeah. And they're saying that the AK-47s will last, especially if you're running through the sand, you're running through the mud in the Middle East or something like that, doing whatever contract jobs you do. They're saying that these guns will hold up more than the AR-15s. I don't know. I haven't done all those testings of it. I say that in normal action of we're using these weapons for home defense, just random self-defense in a vehicular type of encounter, or we're using for any type of SHTF type of moment, both guns are going to hold up pretty well. But both guns will hold up pretty well if they are reliable type of guns, because you can buy an AK-47, but just because it's the AK-47 platform doesn't necessarily mean that it's a reliable company that has reliable parts in their weapon that will hold up. Because no, this isn't a Wasser 47 or whatever they call the Wassers, or any type of the higher echelon type of AK-47. This is a not a RAS 47. This is a PSA AK-47 from Permanent Stand Army, like I already mentioned, and they have pretty good reviews on them. And I've shot it a good amount of times that I haven't had any failures of it at all. But when I was shooting it, I did have a time where some type of screw or something fell loose in my stock, and you can shake it and actually hear it. And I had to actually break it down, screw it back together. And haven't had the problem in a year since that happened. But what does that mean? How did that happen? Those are questions that pop in my mind. And if you get one of those upper echelon AK-47s, maybe you wouldn't have that problem, right? But you could also say, oh, ARs are pretty reliable, and I swear on my life by them, which is fantastic. But that also depends on what kind of rifle you get. Some people swear so much against these Omni Tacticals or any kind of composite or polymer type of rifles due to the reliability and the thinking that they'll flex and something may go wrong with them. They may happen. So that's something you may want to consider. And even buying an aluminum rifle or aluminum upper and lower for it and building your own. Do you want to choose a weapon that's $300 or less, or $400 to defend your life with, or do you want to go ahead and drop $1,200, $1,300 on a Daniel Defense AR-15? That's one of what I've heard, one of the most reliable type of AR-15 making companies out there. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. Yes, an AK can be reliable. Yes, an AR can be reliable, but it's going to depend upon the type of parts and type of manufacturing used in making that rifle. So that's the part I see on that. Let's see. They both have drums. I didn't bring any drums out here, so that's those are equal on the size when you're trying to wage between if you want an AR and AK. You can have a lot of ammo at hand with a 30 round magazine in AK and AR, a 75 round drum or 60 round drum for both of their weapons. So it doesn't really matter if you're looking at that. So next one, cost of rifles. You can build a pretty decent AR-15 for $300, because I've been looking at it. Well, you guys got to find the good places. But some people look at, well, is it reliable? Are those parts well made, or can I trust it? Things like that. You can also build a decent AK-47 for a good price. Now, when I look at AKs, I've mainly just seen them already built, and I've seen them for the price of $500, $600 already built, and I've seen these as low as $300, $400 already built. So price-wise, you can build one of these AR-15s for around $300, $400, or you can just go ahead and get one of these already built for $500 or $600. Maybe you can build these. I haven't done much looking for building an AK-47, so you can reach out in the comments and see tell me some information about that. But overall, the cheaper priced weapon that I've seen are the AR-15s in terms of either building them or buying them already built or completed. The ARs are cheaper. I think the lowest I've seen total probably $300. So again, I mean, are the parts reliable? Is the company reliable? Who knows? But that's not the point here. The point is, which one can you get for a cheaper price? What I've seen so far is the AR-15. So obviously they have AR pistols and AK pistols, which are fantastic as well. You can look into those and see which one you may want to get. Those prices are pretty comparable as well. I think I've seen AR pistols for as low as $300, $400. I've seen AK pistols for a comparable price. So that's what I get with that. Now, in those SHTF moments, which one would you want to get? An AK-47 or an AR-15? In my estimate, I would say probably an AR-15, because here in America, Most people want to use this old 223 5.56 round, and those are the weapons that they're going to buy here, because a lot of people are so pro AR and anti AK, because AKs are what people use to fight across the waters and whatever. Cool, if that's what you want to ride on, that's cool. That's your own personal opinion on which weapon you want to use. But me personally, I would like an AR-15. I would carry those 223 rounds in it, because say an SHTF moment hits and we're out here defending our lives, me and the family are trekking through the terrain, and God forbid we see a down person, and boom, what weapon should they have? What weapon would they more than likely have? An AR-15. So what can we do? You can pick up extra ammo from that, and you can have more ammo added to your stockpile. Or if you are trying to get some more ammo in a store or something like that, or the businesses aren't open anymore because the SATF stuff has happened, they may have some more of these there than these. Who knows? Because I don't know. I like this, the option of knowing that the availability may be more, because people may or are stockpiling more AR rounds opposed to AK rounds. At least in my area, that's what I've seen from a lot of the forums and stuff I've read. A lot of people are so pro 223 or 5.56, and not really anti 7.62 by 39, but they're more likely to carry or possess more AR-15 type of round. So that's what I get on that. I'll probably go more of 5.56 than the 7.62 due to those reasons. I had another reason, but it's slipping my mind. Maybe it will come up. Through all those things that I've said, I think out of a lot that I've articulated, AR-15 is the way that I'll go, man. Like, I love my AK47, and I love how it looks, love how it feels. Also, recoil, that's another thing. The recoil from this AK47 is a heck of a lot more tough on that shoulder than the AR-15, believe it or not. The AR-15 shoots a little bit easier on you, and it seems like I can get more follow-up shots on my AR. Now, maybe it's because I've trained more on my AR opposed to my AK, but you can tell shooting through this 7.62 round opposed to this 223 round, it gives a little more kick. Here's my point. I just got it in my mind. Thank you, Lord, for giving it to me. Home defense. Let's flash back to that. If you're using a rifle for home defense, which round would you want to use? If you're using it for self-defense in your vehicle, which round would you want to use? SHTF, which round would you want to use? Which one has more knockdown power? As you can see, as I'm trying to line up these magazines, the AK round has a lot more girth than the AR-15 round. And it's obviously a 30 caliber round opposed to that 22 caliber round. But do you think you can defend your life on either or? Which one would you choose on that one? Yes, AK round, this 7.62 round would do, I guess, a little more damage, I guess, if you're, up close within 7 yards. Both of them are going to be really detrimental to you, but in long distance ranges, I've learned from my research that the 7.62 round will lose a lot of accuracy further away, opposed to this 223 round, which will have more accuracy. Now, if I'm in some kind of home defense round, obviously it doesn't matter. Both of these are going to do good up close, 7 rounds, 10 yards. If I'm trying to defend my life from some kind of invasion, if I'm out in a SHTF type of situation, if there's something 25 yards, 50 yards, both of these do great. But if I'm trying to reach out to 100 yards, 150 yards, maybe this is more of a viable option with this 223 or 5.56 round, per what I've seen on some of my research. You can reach out in the comments, tell me if you know more about that ballistically, but I'm not trying to get too much of ballistics in that. People will probably talk against using a rifle round in home defense due to over penetration, but you can get over penetration in any kind of weapon. Handgun rounds can go through your window and through your bedroom and out to the next house. It can happen, so that's not an argument I'm having. The argument today is, which weapon would you choose in any type of situation? In my mind, specifically SHTF, AK-47, or the AR-15. I'm choosing the AR. I love it. It's a weapon that I've trained on a lot, something I'm really confident on. Haven't been in the military, used it in the military, but I've done a lot of work with this AR-15. And it's just something I'm more familiar with, and I'm more efficient with, you know what I mean? With the transitions and mag change and getting the pistol out. I love it. Oh, another thing. Functionality-wise, I have a ambidextrous safety on this, when we being left-handed. The safety is a big thing to me. Safety, and the way you can release this magazine on the AR-15 by mashing the mag release button. Very simple, right? But people that aren't too familiar with the AK47 may not know that's a little bit different on this AR. I'm not gonna rack around in the chamber, obviously, but on here, your safety is right here. So this is your safety. So it's a little bit odd of trying to swip this on, especially for a left-hander, or in any type of situation where you need to quickly deactivate that safety to use your weapon. And also this little paddle right here is used to release the magazine. With a lot of practice, you can release it better and put more rounds in quicker. But it's something where it seemed a lot more simple in the AR-15 ergonomically to get those type of actions completed. So with that, I'm really more leaning towards AR-15. So that's my view on AR versus AK. And like I said, AR will be my go-to weapon. My primary type of weapon is an AR-15 for those reasons and many more. Maybe I'll elaborate further on that if I do a review on my Colt LE6920, which is my baby. But right now, AR-15 is the way I go. Let me know what you think. Like, love it, subscribe to it. Randy Savage 50 checking out on this beautiful day. Y'all have a great one.